What's happening, guys? Hey, so today got another thing I gotta sort out on the EM1. It's a common issue that everybody who has an EK, I guess, will experience at one point. There it is, a broken hood latch, and I think this cable is really bad because I put some pliers on it to open it up, and nothing. It doesn't do anything, so it's really messed up. I also bought one of these and I tried it out. It's one of these metal latches where if it breaks off, you cut the sheath around it and it slips in from the back. You can see the hole right there, and it attaches on there. And then I tried yanking on it, hoping that would fix it. And that's no. So these are really good. I'm gonna keep this in case the other one breaks. So I'm gonna replace the whole cable. I'm gonna replace the whole cable, so I got to take this off first of all, which I've kind of loosened it. You can see it's coming out, so that gives you room to work. And then I need to unhook this. I think there's a single bolt in there that holds it, and then from the front of the car, and the car is dirty because it's dusty. It's been sitting in the garage for a minute. So the hood latch cable, it's routed through the front. So here's the latch itself, the cable. Here's the cable right here, and it's hooked on underneath by these little clips. These ones, there's little clips that hold it in place. So I need to see, it goes from here across here, oops, down around. I'll go from the bottom, goes underneath, and then down here in the fender liner, that's where it is, and then it goes into the cab right there. So the easiest way to do this is to pull it, to get the new cable, start it in here, right? Start it in here, hook it up with the other one. We have to pull the other one all the way through, so we're gonna pull the other one all the way through until we get to right here, and then we're gonna tie the new cable to the end of this one and pull it through. So sorry if you guys can't see that with the glare, but we're gonna tie the new cable to the end of this one, and then yank it through the inside. That way we get the end in there, and then we can route it another way. I may not route it in the fender because that's an easy way for people to pop the hood if you don't know. So I'm going to be adding a few layers of security to this car. And on my old, I had a 95 Integra GSR, and I did a simple mod where I rerouted the cable. I kept it inside of here. So I don't know what EKs, how easy that is to do. If I can, I'll do it. If not, we'll just keep it like that and see how that goes. So anyway, I'll show you the kit I bought here in a minute. So here it is. Here's the cable I bought, the replacement. It's brand new. I bought it on Amazon, I think, for less than 15 bucks, 10 bucks, something like that. If I can, I'll put the link in the description below if I can find it. It wasn't that expensive. It's already got a grommet for that pass-through I was showing you guys in the fender well. So it's all there. We're only going to pass this much through from the other end, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm just going to cut the other one with a... Well, actually, I mean, I have to cut it. I don't know. We'll figure out how I'm going to do this. It doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad, but I'm saying that right now. So yeah, it has two holes for the mounting points. See, you can see there's two bolt holes there. So anyway, I'm going to take this guy out, pull the other one out first. I'll walk you through that, and then we're going to put this one in there, make sure the hood comes out, hopefully I can reroute it, make sure it's adjusted well, and then we'll have a nice hood cable that works opposed to the one that doesn't. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, with this hood latch, we need to take it off here And there's two, I think these are 10, these look like 10 mil bolts, and it runs along this way. So we have to take off this whole, the hood latch mechanism, and then run it all the way down to down here. And I don't have fender liners on this car right now. That's the way the car came because it was really low. So the fender liners were removed, I guess to accommodate that extra stance setup. So you can see that it comes in from the engine bay this way and goes up. And let's see if I can get it. And then around over here, and it enters into the car through this grommet. So the new cable has this grommet on it. I think I don't know if I showed that to you guys, but what we're gonna do is unhook it from the other end, pull it through, and then get it ready to go. So I'm gonna go to the front and get started on that. Okay, so we're gonna get started. These are 10 mil, so we're just gonna crack these off. Okay, so now that that's off, there's a retention little clip right here that you have to pull off. So from underneath, I think that's the only one. And let's see if we can wiggle this thing out of there. Okay, so now that we have it out of here, we have access to the cable. So we just need to pry this out, and then this will just slip off, and then we can start fishing it through the other side. So I'm gonna get a screwdriver or a little pry bar so we can pry that guy out of there. Okay, I got my little pry bar here, so I'm just gonna stick it right in here and then just pull up. Just like that, came right out. Okay, so now you have this piece free. We're gonna put it somewhere where it won't get lost. And now the cable, we can start fishing the cable out. So we have to take very close care as to how the cable is routed. So I'm going to take a look at that real quick and I'll get right back with you guys. Okay, so here's the view from the top. So there is this one that I pulled out right here. That's for this cable, and then so we're gonna go down to the bottom. And so that's one I just pointed out that was on top next to that big hole. There's another one. It seems this is not it. This one right here is not it, but there's another one here. This one, that one corresponds to this one here. So these two are for the cable latch. It makes a little loop-de-loop when it comes back. So I'm gonna unhook that right now from the top, and then we'll keep routing it through, or taking it out and pull it all the way out and then push the other one through. So here's this one I already took out up here, and then here's the other one that I pointed out. So we're going to gently depress it and pull it out. So it seems to be loose. I'm just going to twirl it around. So that comes out. With the new one, I'm not sure. Oh, these split, so that's awesome. So I don't know if you guys can see, but they split like that, so you can take them off and put them on the new cable. So I'm gonna keep them on there just for right now so I don't lose them. This one's already kind of cracked. They're very old and brittle. So I'm gonna just figure out what I'm gonna do real quick with that. Okay, so there's actually a few of these that hold it in. So there's actually one right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Let me put some light on it. So yeah, see, it's right there. So this one you have to take out, and filling underneath, this one you have to take out, and I think that might be it from the front. So I'm gonna take those out real quick and then see if there's any other ones holding it in. Okay, so we got all those clips off. The cable goes back here behind all this, to the behind the headlight, and to the fire. I'm sorry, inside the fender area. So we're gonna check that out real quick right now. Okay, so we're here in the wheel well on the driver's side. I don't have fender liners. If you have fender liners, you will have to pull them out. I mentioned that earlier. And I also don't have my front bumper on. You will have to remove the front bumper. So here's the hood latch cable. It's secured by two of these clips like it was in the front, and it's routed this way, and here's that grommet where it enters. So we're gonna unhook a couple of these things, and then we're gonna see if we can pull it through. Okay, so I took the other little clips out. This one kind of broke, but it's still in there in a way where I can fish the old cable through, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So this thing's free now. That's where the other one was at. So before I move on any further, I'm going to address this grommet really fast. So this is the grommet that's going to be pushed in through the inside. So I'm gonna I need to cut it up a little bit because I need room for the other one, and this one's just trash, just like this whole cable. So I'm just gonna slice it with my razor blade. It's cut up pretty good. So there it is. There, now it's off. So the grommet that comes on the other one, we're gonna push it through from the inside. So that's why I took this one off, and there's another reason why. So we're gonna move on to the inside now, and I'll show you guys what we're gonna do in there. Okay, so we're here inside. Here's where the cable pull, the handle is. So there's a couple of connections you have to remove. Mine are already missing, so I'm not gonna have to worry about that. This thing just pulls up and out of the way. There's another thing way over there on that side. You can't really see. Let me see if I can show you guys. So there's another connector you have to remove over here, but I'm gonna leave it and just focus on what we're gonna do over here, because I can just bend this out of the way. So okay, so now all that's exposed. You can see there's two screws we have to remove, 2 bolts we have to remove right there, and then this thing will be free. So what I'm going to do is, since it's broken, I'm going to pull it through, but I'm going to take these off first. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so now that's out of the way. We can see the 2 bolts holding this in. So these are 10 mil, so I'm going to go ahead and take these off, and then the whole cable assembly should be free. All right, so that's it. It's out. Put these 2 little screws aside, and here it is. So we can start pulling it through, but before we do that, I need to do something. We need to make sure we have a way to route the other cable without because it's got some, without having to take all this other stuff off. Okay, so now we just have to figure out a way how we're going to route the other cable to pull it through. So because the cable's got to go, this one's coming out this way, the other cable has to go in this way, so we have to pull it through, and it's got a lot of tricky bends and stuff. So we're gonna figure something out to do that real quick. Okay, so since this cable is all jacked up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it here with some wire cutters, and then I'm gonna attach this end with some electrical tape to the new cable and then just pull it through. So we'll see how that works. If not, I'll figure something else out, but I think that's what I'm gonna try and do right now. Okay, so that worked. So I'm going to expose some of the cable so that way I can use that to wrap around. Maybe I can push it through, but I need some of the cable to be out so I can wrap it around, because this sheathing is not going to work. Come on. Maybe a little more. I'm gonna cut a little more. All right, so now we have this exposed. So I'm gonna use this to wrap it around the other cable and pull it through. Okay, so here's our nice new cable. Here's the side it attaches into the car. Here's the grommet. So we're gonna feed this cable through the hole right there using that cable. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie this thing up to this end with some electrical tape and then fish it through, and then we should be good to go. I'll just pull it straight out the other end. Okay, so I got this thing taped up. This is the old cable to the new cable. So what I'm gonna do is just pull it through this way like that. See, this one's easy. Gonna pull it through, and then it'll pull the new cable through, and hopefully we can get it routed all the way where we need it to go. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so you can see, all right, there's the new cable, so that's come through. So I'm gonna pull it from down here. Not too hard. That way we can make sure it comes the way it's supposed to. I don't want to pull it too hard because I don't trust that too much. Okay, I think we have a snag. Something is probably that grommet or something. So, all right, let me see what's going on there. It was just caught up on something. This end was caught up on something, so I think we can keep pulling it through. I pushed the grommet up quite a ways, so yep. So here's there we go. I think that's it. Here's the end. So I'm just gonna cut this off with my box cutter with a razor blade, and then just make sure everything's routed where it needs to be, and then put all the clips where they need to be. Should be good to go. Okay, so I have the grommet coming out right here, as you can see. Switch hands, so I'm gonna try and just pull it through. Oh shoot, it tore. Shit. Well, that's not good. That's okay. I can still. I'm gonna try and do this with both hands real quick because that was no good. But it's okay. We can still make it work. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, that grommet in this kit is the suckiest part of it. It tore, so I actually had to reuse the old grommet. I did some triage on it and taped it up as best I could, so at least there's something there, because you need that there to prevent the cable from rubbing and getting cut, the sheath, because once the sheath is cut, if this gets cut, then the cable won't work anymore. So I had to fix that. So it's not the prettiest, but it'll do the job for now. Okay, so back to the front. I'm gonna cut the electrical tape very gently and carefully so I don't scratch up the new cable. Okay, got it released. So this cable is all messed up. It's broken several places. See, that's the problem why it wasn't working. It was stuck. It was snagged right here, and it wouldn't move. Only that side. So, yep. I don't know what happened to this cable, but it's seriously messed up. So, this is trash. And we're gonna get this one set up the way we're gonna route it like the other one. So I'm gonna work on that right now. Okay, so before we move on to the front, I'm gonna put this cable more or less where it needs to go. The grommet kind of came out, but that's okay. I'm gonna put it in here and then route everything else so that way everything's in its natural position. Okay, so there's one started. Alright, get these threaded and then use the cheater to get it taken care of. Don't want to over tighten this, but I think that's good. Okay, so moves. So I'll put hopefully you guys can see that. All this, and then we'll put this guy back. Crap, put it back on here. I'm missing this clip, so I need to replace it, but it stays in place pretty good even without it. So, okay, so that's taken care of, so now we just got to finish up the rest. Okay, so I have the cable routed like this way. I'm going to run it through and get everything snapped into place in advance. So here's everything. Get the camera so you can see a little better. So I'm just going to run it in here like that. Okay, so I have everything set up. I already put the cable in here. I just need to push this guy down so it's snapped in, it's locked into place. And then I'll just put this guy, put the bolts, set the bolts. So I actually realized that it's supposed to be 3 that hold this thing in place, but there's only 2 that were on the car. So see if I can add a 3rd one later. For now, let's just try and get this the way it's supposed to be. I'm not gonna lock them down yet, just gonna start them. Got the cable on there. Oh crap. Something came off down there. of awkward. Okay, we got it started. Okay, so now that it's started, I'm gonna tighten these down. And oops, it's the wrong size. I'm gonna tighten these down, get it more or less where the marks were, get them in place, and then see if the cable works first, and then I'll lock everything into place. Okay, so we got this thing on there, lined up more or less as good as I could get it. Before I start putting all those little clip things on here, we're gonna test it out and see if it'll latch and unlatch. So let's cross our fingers. I have the bumper off, so that way I have it off for other reasons, but still it gives us access to the cable in case there's any issues. So let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, it's on there pretty good. So now let's see if we can pull the latch and get it to open. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to open up with this ugly hood. Hey! All right. We got it. Mission accomplished. Seems pretty good. So, nice. So now I just got to put the clips in and we're good to go. Okay, so now that we verified everything works, we just got to put those little clips back in. So there's 4 here in the front. I'm going to point out the spots where they go. There's one here, one back in here, and one right here. And then in the fender there's 2 more. So I think, yeah, 2 or 3 more, but anyway, so I'm gonna put these on here. They split open, if you recall. They split open real nice, so we can just slip them on like that, and then roll one over, clip it in place. Super easy. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So the last thing we gotta do is fix the cables and stuff down in the fender well. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so here we are in the fender well, and yeah, there's 2. So this one kind of broke, but it's still gonna hold it in. I slapped that one in place, and then there's another spot right here. So I'm gonna get that one hooked in there. The clip seems to be in okay shape. And then the last thing I need to do is address this grommet. It looks pretty rough. It's not in there very well. Had to rig it up. So you need to, you know, something's better than nothing, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out with this because that's not good. Okay, we got everything in there. It's all clipped in. We got this grommet somewhat okay. It's still pretty crappy. That's the worst part about this kit. So if you buy this from Amazon or whoever, be aware that this rubber is very, very weak and it rips very easy. So don't, a word of caution, don't be too rough on that. It'll work for now. So here's the old cable. It's a piece of trash, pretty much. The sheathing's all torn. The cable itself is frayed. When the sheathing's damaged like this, it won't work anymore. It won't pull anymore. So it's broken in 2 different places. So I don't know if that's common, but I know this is a common failure. I just don't know what. Usually the handle's broken, not the cable. So this cable's trash. Just an FYI, in case you guys have experiences, that's where it's failing. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If you have a broken hood latch cable or hood latch handle, that's how you replace it. So now my hood can open and close like it's supposed to. So if you have any comments, questions, put them down below. And until next time, we'll talk to you later, guys. Please like and subscribe.
Looking for a piece of mind. I've been trying to redefine life. I can see the signs. World is going to see me shine. Fighting for my soul's sake. Whipping fast, no brakes. Nothing's ever been a waste.